Hey there, welcome to Glasgow Airport. So I can now reveal that for the grand sum of £16.99 I am headed to Dublin for 2 days. This is the cheap challenge where we are going to try and have a good time in Dublin for as little money as possible, and we're going to take in a football game. So let's get into this airport and get through security. Only get 2 hours to go to my flight. Don't worry, every time you come to the airport, the length of the security queue, isn't it? It's always the same. Let's see how big it's going to be. Security, that's the difficult part done. Now, just time to relax and before we go on the plane. If you ever come to Glasgow Airport, you have to pay homage to the most pointless door in the world, which is this one. As you can see, there is clearly no point to it, but it exists. So there we go.
Boarding is on time departure. So your time here in the next couple of minutes, we see your bags being unfolded. Your travel may be tonight.
Well, that was loud. Welcome to Dublin. In the airport now, trying to find the bus. The air coach, as it's called. I think it's this way. Are buses? Yep, that's buses. It is miserable here today. My goodness. What is going on here? Buses. 10 to 15 zone. Here we go. Is that my bus? Where is the bus? Come on, guys. Well, that was good. I came totally the wrong way. It's back through the... No chance. Totally the wrong way. What am I doing? This is what I'm looking forward to tonight. I'm going to go out and investigate the famous Halfpenny Bridge across the Liffey, and that is where my accommodation, I keep meaning to say hotel, but it's not a hotel, so who am I kidding? So yes, as I was saying, I'm staying in a hostel tonight. You know, anybody that knows me knows that I like my luxuries, and tonight I'm forgoing that for the sake of budget, for the sake of the challenge. We have to keep the costs low, we have to do everything as cheap as possible. That's what we're doing. So let's see what this place is like. Look at that, a Starbucks just round the corner. That'll do me. So here we go. This is home for the next 2 days. Clink. Right beside, well, there we go. I'm quite looking forward to this. No idea what to expect, no preconceptions anyone. Let's just go with the flow. Actually, this is alright. This is really nice. Okay, there's 12 folks all bunked up in there, but some of them are sleeping. Can't obviously video, you don't want to do that, it's not right, but people, all differences, all sleeping, it's great. So, I had to make my own bed though, that was a bit awkward. Trying to make it, I'm in the top bunk of course. So, that became a wee bit awkward, but That's what it is. It is absolutely roasting, by the way, roasting here today. Right folks, 9:30 on a Thursday night in Dublin. What to do? What to do? We'll have to go and find a bar, I suppose. Okay. This place is nuts. The bars here are mental. So this is Bad Bob's. Last. Dublin and a pint of Guinness. See, trying to find a quiet pub in Dublin, it's impossible. But I found one, Brogan's, and just at the Temple Bar. Not a ridiculous price either, no, but the same price as it is back in Glasgow. So, don't believe all the hype. Let's launch it. That is different over here. 100% different. Oh my god. I'm going to walk down to Temple Bar now to see the real tourist traps. I'm just taking you down here for your benefit. I don't think I'd be getting into any of these places because you'd be paying probably €10 a pint. Oh guys, the famous Temple Bar. By all means, come in, go and see it. If you want to spend your money in there, you're mental. There's just so much up every street, there's something different. Bloody hell. Right, hold on, I've seen it on now. Robot kebab cutters. Where are they in the 21st century when you've got robot kebab cutters? Don't know what kind of pub I'm outside, but I'm definitely too old for it. Anyway, I'm here, which is pineapple and pancetta, I think. But very moving moment when my can had the name of my very first dog on it, so that made me greet a wee bit, cry a wee bit for those not Scottish. Right guys, it's getting a bit late now. Got to retire back to my apostolic suite, as I've called it, and get some rest before tomorrow morning. So I bid you good night. This is a breakfast in the hostel. It's actually not bad. It's really, really good. Buffet. You can eat as much as you like. Pan round this place. This is the sort of lounge area. That's where I've just had breakfast. Lovely wee breakfast bar. There's the buffet. €8.40. There's no way I was getting breakfast for any cheaper than that in Dublin. No way. Downstairs, I'll show you the bar. The bar area, down the stairs, this is where the reception is to check in. So yeah, Clinky Lan it's called. Really, really modern setup. That's where you get your towels, your lounge area, wee pool table. It's actually alright, even vending machines if you want something late at night. It's brilliant, it's really, really good. You could really have a good night and not even leave the hostel, to be quite frank. It's pretty well catered for, the telly's up there. Couldn't have picked a better hostel, to be honest with you. So good morning. We are Friday morning, the day of the game that I'm going to, which I can now reveal is going to be St Patrick's Athletic versus Drogheda United. Now there is 2 games in Dublin today. There is also Shelbourne playing Shamrock Rovers, but I chose to go to St Patrick's. Just fancied that one this time, so that's where we're going tonight. This is Christ Church Cathedral, not St Patrick's. I've not quite got there yet. Don't know if it's open to have a wee look round, but very, very pretty. So now move on to another cathedral. This is St Patrick's, the main cathedral in Dublin, which unfortunately doesn't open till 9:30. It's 9 o'clock just now. What a beautiful setting this is. Absolutely gorgeous. It's called the Liberties just now. I'm just heading towards the Guinness storehouse for my tour. I'm just going to show you something that I've kind of never seen in shops before. So you can buy all sorts of things here. You can get a plastic cow for €160, pigs, deer. You want a sheep, you can get a sheep. And by God, there we go. You also get religious ornaments. Obviously when people think about Dublin, this is the brand that they think about, and it is everywhere. Oh, look at that face. Oh, that's nice. Wonder who that is. That looks like a death mask or something, doesn't it? Hope it's not old Arthur. As we approach the brew house, all these big towers, all these buildings, they're all Guinness. So this must be the actual operation for it happening. I'm guessing. Somebody can tell me otherwise. That building in front of us is the storehouse. Right on top is the bar, where you end up after the tour. So that'll be interesting. Near and far away.
Themselves good stuff. So before we get started, does anybody here know what Arthur Guinness actually looks like? No?
No.
So if you take a little look down to the back, that was one of the only known portraits of Arthur in Dublin. He was so busy running Guinness, it was hard to get his picture taken. However, he obviously wasn't that busy. He still managed to have time to have 21 kids with the same woman, Olivia Whitmore. So a busy man and a poor woman. Does anybody here know what the retronasal technique is? No? So I'm going to run you through quickly how to drink Guinness properly. We're going to do a cheers and then you can go and eventually enjoy your tour. So what you're going to do to get the most out of them tiny little samples they give you next door, hold it underneath your nose, take a big deep breath through your nose. See if you can recognise any of the previous aroma pods from next door. Next one, just a quick rule, never sip your Guinness, guys. So we are going to take a generous mouthful, about half of that glass there, and then swirl it around your mouth for 2 to 3 seconds. And when you swallow, exhale through your nose. So go ahead there, guys, about half of that glass, swirl it around your mouth for 2 to 3 seconds, and when you swallow, exhale through your nose. So, does anybody know what cheers is in Irish? Slán it, yeah. So on the count of 3, I'm going to get you to raise your glass, empty or full, and we're going to say slán it together. If you can't say slán it, give me a cheers. Anything is better than the silence you gave me earlier. So I want to get cooperation from everybody in the room, okay? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Slán it!
Good stuff, get that into you. So if you've done this correctly, what you're going to get on the tip of your tongue is the subtle sweetness from the beer esters and the malted barley. In the sides of your mouth, you're going to get a roasted toffee taste from a roasted barley. And judging by some of the faces, if you feel like you bit into a lemon, that's because you sipped your Guinness, which you are never meant to do. You're only going to get sharpness from the nitrogen form. So congratulations, big tap on the back. These are all Guinness tasting experts today. Bring that all around the world, which is now. But guys, quick favour before I let you go. See them small, conveniently pocket-sized glasses? Please do not steal them on me today. We sell them in the gift shop. So kindly take them back out of your handbags, leave them on the gold tray, head out and have a good one. Enjoy, guys.
Now we come to a good part, the Guinness advertising. Who remembers all the Guinness adverts? Definite head in the sand there. Oh man, some of these characters. Well, this place is absolutely huge. Can't really do it justice. The centre of the building is shaped like a huge Guinness glass. It's all covered in glass. You can't really see it, but that's its intention, that's the intended look. Incredible. Here we go. This is what we came for. It is only 11:10 in the morning, but well, what can you do? What can you do? My goodness, I've not got to get in these steps. Oh wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. Gravity bar at the top of the Guinness storehouse, and I've got my pint of Guinness overlooking the whole city. There's the city behind it. There's my pint. So I'm going to enjoy this, and then we're going to continue with the next part of the day, wherever that's going to take us, because it's not even afternoon yet, I'm ashamed to say, but when they give you it as part of the experience, well, you've got to go with the experience, haven't you? We're up the back streets of Dublin now, and these are the typical old terraced houses. You normally see these in north of England, Manchester, something like that, so it's surprising to see them here as well. It's not something I thought about, it's the style of housing, but look at that, little cottages there, terraced houses, that sort of thing. So, as I say, this isn't something I expected in Dublin. I don't know what I did expect, to be honest with you, but it wasn't terraced housing like Manchester. So yeah, that's a bit of an education for me. Again, look at this, I could be anywhere in Northern England. Anywhere. Never mind Dublin. So see, I really don't know what I expected. Did I expect tenements like they have in Glasgow, big Georgian houses like they have in Edinburgh? Clearly not. But this is just like Bolton, Newcastle, Manchester, just transplanted. So yeah. So we're in St Stephen's Green now, right in the centre of Dublin, one of the biggest green spaces in the centre of Dublin. It's pretty busy. It's a lovely day, considering what it was like last night. The weather's turned good for us, and people are out on their lunch. It's Friday afternoon after all, people are still working, so they've come out and lunch. And it's a gorgeous day, so I think we're just going to go over this way and head back into town. My goodness, isn't it beautiful? Right in the centre of Dublin.
I didn't fall asleep until 2 or 3
Reminds me a wee bit of St James's Park in London. Yeah, I saw a miniature version of St James's Park without the pelicans. Nice place to come on your lunch and just chill, which is what people are doing. Oh, Mr. Duck here, where is he? There he is. You're going to go diving again for me? There he goes. There he goes, digging. Oh, he's over there now. My goodness, he goes some distance, doesn't he? He's over there now, here he comes. We're going to leave St Stephen's Green behind us because we've got to go and catch some lunch, get something to eat, and see some more of the city. Interesting story about this bridge across the Liffey. This is called the Halfpenny Bridge, and its name comes from the fact that a guy called William Walsh used to run ferries back and forth across the river before the bridge was there. But the ferries were in poor condition, so they let the council of the day let Mr. Walsh build a bridge on the understanding that he could charge a toll for it for 100 years to recoup his investment, and the toll was the same as the ferry crossing, half a penny. So that's where it got its name from, and the toll was only removed in 1919. This bridge was built in 1816, so it was actually over 100 years the toll stood in place. So there we go, that's why it's called the Halfpenny Bridge. Right, I've made it to O'Connell Street. This was the plan for Saturday morning, but unfortunately the weather has taken a real turn for the worse, and I'm having to take cover anywhere I can find it, which is a real shame, as I plan to spend a wee bit of time here. So I wanted to cover this bit while I'm under shelter. I want to cover this bit here. I am now standing, if you can see that, under the shelter of the GPO building. Now, those of you of Irish descent may have been told stories by your fathers and grandfathers about how their ancestors stood in the steps of the GPO building with a rifle, etc, etc. If that were true for every single case, I think there would have been about 2 to 3 million people here. And as you can see, there is no steps. Now, maybe there used to be, because the old building was completely destroyed in 1916 in the uprising. But this looks fairly old to me. I don't know. Maybe they just redid it and maybe they took the steps away. I don't know. I've not looked at the pictures yet. But yeah, That's interesting. They certainly look like bullet holes though. What do you think? They look like bullet holes to me. I have experience of looking for these things, having done a tour of Berlin. But yeah, that looks like a bullet hole. So, possibly this part of the building is still the original. Yeah, look at that all the way up there. Anyway, that thing behind you is called the Spire and divides opinion in Dublin. Some people love it, some people hate it. It's just, it has no function, it's just a monument. Okay folks, we're just across for the GPO building now. And if you're ever in Dublin, then this is an interesting thing they've installed. This is called the Portal, which is in effect webcam. A webcam link directly to another one of these at various points in the world. What it's showing just now is America. Now America being 5 to 8 hours behind us. So unsurprisingly the portal is empty, but just earlier it had another country in Europe where it was scorching sunshine, and as you can see from the puddle it is absolutely bouncing down here, so nobody was very impressed with that. So yeah, good thing to see if it's a nice day. If it's chucking it down like this, not a good thing. On the bus back to the airport, chucking it down. Look at that. It's been like this all morning. It's a shame because I wanted to go a decent walk and show you the sights, but I've been limited. Been limited to what I could do because it's so wet, and I didn't want to get too wet because I've got 2 or 3 hours in this airport. Time to go home.